Hi, Pearl.
Hello, hello,
Hello,
Dipanita.
Deepanita. How
Can
are
you
you?
hear me?
Can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll just wait for 2 more minutes and before we start, so that if more people
Sure.
joins, and then we will start.
Sure. Sure.
Your video is pausing, Pearl.
Okay. Let me try
Let
the.
me try the. Yeah. Better.
Is this better?
Is this better? Yeah, this is better. Okay. So we'll just wait a couple of minutes because it's prime time, 8 p.m. People will get notification, then they will join, and then eventually we'll start. Just let's
Sure.
wait for 2 minutes. Okay. I have anyways tagged you in the live title, so your followers, your friends will anyways get a notification that you're live with us. So,
Okay.
so both ways we can have more people joining us. So it's 2 past 8. We can start by 5 past 8, maybe. We can start.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Okay. How are you doing?
Good.
Good.
I know it's
I know
difficult
it's difficult
everywhere.
everywhere. Yes, it is. It is.
Is my
Absolutely.
voice
Is my
echoing,
voice
Dipanita?
echoing, Deepanita? No, no, it's not.
But it is echoing
It
for
is
me.
echoing for me. You want to use the headphone if that works?
Let me try. Actually, it is.
Actually, it is.
May,
May,
I just switched
I
off the
just switched
Bluetooth,
off the
but it is
Bluetooth, but
better.
it is better. Oh, we just lost the connection. Let's just wait. Hi, Kushbu. Thank you for joining. We just lost the connection. Let me bring her back. Thank you for joining, Kushbu. Thank you to those who are joining. We are just waiting for our guest to join, and then we will start today's session, which is no violence, no violence. So give me a minute's time while we get her back. Yeah. Mm. I think we can start, and eventually people will anyways join. So first of all, Pearl, if because this, these lives are anyways recorded, and not everybody can attend at that time, but usually later on, a lot of people do attend the live. So if you can first of all introduce yourself to all our audiences who are watching you.
Sure, Dipanita.
Sure, Deepanita.
Thank,
Thank,
thank you for giving me
thank
this
you for giving me this
opportunity,
opportunity,
Verona.
to Verona.
This is
This
very
is
encouraging
very
to
encouraging to
hear somebody
hear
coming
somebody coming
forward to do
forward to
this
do
kind of a
this
program
kind of a
as part of the
program as
mental
part
health
of the mental
group.
health.
Um,
Yes, yes.
I had the
I had the
interventions part of
interventions
Message
part of
Foundation,
foundation,
and
and
2012, My Choices
2012, My
Foundation was
Choices Foundation was
founded, and it's
your
the ninth year
video
of our
is the ninth
operation.
year of our your video is breaking. Your voice, your video, everything is pausing in between. We can't like I could not hear most of the things.
Most of the time,
Most of the time. Yeah, I could not hear. Now it's little better. Now it's a little better.
I don't know what to do then.
What to do then?
Because I
Because I
switched on to
switched
data
on to
instead of the
data instead of
Wi-Fi.
the Wi-Fi. Mhm. So initially, was it on Wi-Fi? Because now it was fine, but then again it stopped working properly.
No, no, it is on data only.
All right. I think we can continue, no problem. So yes, you were talking about My Choices Foundation.
Yeah, yeah. So since 2012, when my choices was founded, I'm there with My Choices Foundation. And My Choices Foundation works on two projects. One is on the prevention of domestic violence, which is called Operation Peace Break Apart, and also another project called Operation Red Alert, where we work on the prevention of sex trafficking.
Okay.
And I work with the Operation Peacemaker on the prevention of domestic violence.
Mm, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I have seen, when usually in whatever career that I had as a therapist, so at that time I have seen many people, irrespective of gender, primarily women, but also men. There are a lot of people who have come and you have spoken about that, the various reasons for depression. But when they're talking about various causes, I could identify that these are all symptoms or these are all cycles of violence. So but they consider it as very normal. This is very common, and they don't think this is a violence, because most of the people think that violence is only when you are harming somebody physically, or is there any verbal abuse, then only it is claiming to be a violence. But there are different types of violence which can actually impact a person, and people are subjected to such kind of violence and they are not even aware of it. So if we can start our session today, if you can take us through, like, what is violence, what all comes under violence. So if you can take us through that.
Yes. Yes, Dipanita, as you rightly mentioned, most of the time when couples approach us, especially the women tries to explain her side of the mental health issue which they are going through. From ages, people have only acknowledged physical violence as violence and the other things as basically as a part of a family. And ये तो हर घर में होता है. But in 2005, for the first time, uh, people have worked in the area of gender-based violence, and they have come together and brought this civil act called Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act. This is in 2005 it came up, and this act actually acknowledges all the different types of violence,
Mhm.
like emotional abuse, verbal abuse, whatever we call that, everything which affects the person. So all the different kinds of words, name calling, which we do whenever we have a fight as a couple, in a relationship, either in a live-in relationship. So any kind of trauma caused to a person by saying very demeaning words to her, to her family, to the children, all these constitute verbal and emotional violence.
Okay.
And sexual violence is also covered under the PPWPA Act, where a woman who is even in as a married wife and or in a living relationship or as a partner, if somebody tries to abuse them in their very private area also of life, especially demeaning them by asking to perform very sexually demeaning activities with, without the consent of their spouse, constitutes sexual violence. Watching, forcibly asking them to watch pornography, or asking them to display them as an object of sex to others, everything around this area, making, especially making humiliating statements also while they participate in their private act. And also, even if she is not willing, without the consent, take pictures or recording also constitute sexual violence. And economic violence is also a part of. Now, withholding salary, withholding from going for a job, withholding their stridhan and mortgaging them, and not returning them, or selling them away without their consent,
Mhm.
withholding their salary, their bank account, controlling uh, all the activities around the economic area, or denying them to pay their rent or pay basic amenities for home, denying to pay the pay of the children. Medical facilities are being denied by the spouse is also acknowledged in economic violence.
Mm.
So physical violence, we all definitely know. It is from direct slap to using a weapon, uh, trying to harm the person, burning them with cigarettes, all the aspects which cause bodily harm.
Right.
So all these form the crucial points in the domestic violence.
Okay. Okay. So I have, I've just one incident that came to my mind that we had been, we had faced, or in fact, I have faced one person who's going through that. In fact, till date, she does not even know that it's a part of violence, but I think it's a part of some sort of violence. So I will just explain the scenario to you. Maybe then you can tell us that does it even fall under violence? If yes, under which section of violence does it fall? So this woman is married and she has a child, and she works from her home, does small business from her home, but she is not provided with any help from the in-laws or from the husband. Nobody is helping her. She is supposed to take care of everything, all the household chores of by her own. Even the whatever business that she is doing, the amount is being controlled by the husband. The amount is not being controlled by her. So, and continuously she feels that she's been subjected to a lot of mental trauma, that she feels too much overwhelmed. She feels a lot of depression. Even her parents, her mother and father, were also not ready to take her back because she is already married. Neither the in-laws are behaving nicely, and neither the husband is behaving very nicely. And the person thinks that there is no solution to this problem. I have to go with it because I have nowhere to go. So this is the situation. And in fact, this is not one situation. A lot of women in our country are actually staying in various situations just because they don't have anywhere to go. So because they come to me for help, but help is something which comes secondary. The first thing is making them understand that this is not common. I mean, this is common, but this is not normal. So
Normal.
uh, yeah. So does it come under any form of violence, like what we had been discussing?
Absolutely, Dipanita, as you definitely mentioned, emotional violence is there, verbal violence is there, and also economic violence is
Yes.
there. And you have brought up a very important point, Dipanita, where you said uh, he is not encouraged by the marital home to come back and report it or share, and it is also looked at as normal. And her marital family also is, we are not asking you to do something very different. This is only what you are expecting. But to bring to the notice of the platform here, through this platform, that actually while when we are born, when we born as a male and a female person, we from we are actually only distinctly different on the sexual aspect. But we are being boxed. The men and the women are being boxed in these roles, and from by birth, the girl is being conditioned that you are supposed to behave this way, and the boy is also supposed to behave this way. And when naturally, when somebody gets into a relationship, legal wedding, the other members of the family, or the wife also, or the husband also, they think they ought to behave in that the way they are behaving in that box, the reserved in the box. Girl is supposed to do these dishes, do these in the way she should be silent, patient, never complain about any kind of abuse which takes place on her. Only then she is the right person. A man is supposed to be always strong, macho, never to cry, never to express, never to get into a kitchen. And so somebody actually, as a male person, if somebody wants to help his wife, he is mocked at.
Yes.
And so all his friends, if somebody says, Are you didn't answer the phone, and he says, I was busy cooking. You do the cooking. Okay, you are the wife of the house. So this is how we have discouraged men from being themselves. If somebody want to be themselves, they want to take a different profession, they are boxed as this, you cannot cry, you cannot express. Always have to be with that very stoic face, and you have to beat up your wife, keep her in control. So exactly, if you the girl goes back to anybody and says that what's happening to her is this, he's right, or your in-laws are actually right. That's how it has become a normalized.
Hmm.
And the women also, as you said, they themselves don't acknowledge that what they're going through is a.
Yes, exactly. So, when it comes to violence, I've seen there are two kinds of people. Seems room is closed, echo is there. So your voice is breaking in between.
Okay, I don't know.
So is the room closed, or the doors are open? Like doors or
Yeah,
windows are
just a
open?
minute, just a minute.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Kushbu, for pointing it out. Oh, we just got disconnected again. We'll get connected. Thank you for those who are joining. We are discussing a very important topic, which is no violence, no violence. Please stay connected. And if you have any question, feel free to ask her, because she is the head interventions of My Choices Foundation, where she actually deals with people who are undergoing violence. So she will be the right person to answer your queries. So please feel free to ask your questions to her. And let's see where we should just get connected soon. Let's just see that. Hmm. There looks like there is some internet connectivity issue. Everything is going smooth from my end. Maybe that end there is some problem. If you have any question related to violence, please feel free to ask. We are in the process of discussion where we just got disconnected in our live, and we'll try and get connected as much as possible in the live. Just I think there is some internet issue going on. Thank you, those who are joining. Please frame your questions that you might have related to violence. So we were just discussing till the time I can get back Pearl on the line once more. Till now, what we have discussed is what are the different types of violence, like emotional violence, verbal violence, physical violence, sexual violence, and what appears to be a common is not normal. There is a lot of thing which is common nowadays, but it is not normal because they are all parts of violence. Like withholding money from somebody is a violence. Withholding, uh, you know, creating or calling names is a violence. These are very simple things, but These are all aspects of violence. So thank you for those who are joining. We are still, waiting for our guests to be connected. Please stay on the line while we do that. Waiting for her to send me a request so that I can get her connected. Okay. So in the meantime, let me see if I can have her back. So so far, that is all we have discussed, that like what is violence all about, what are the different types of violence, and how a lot of people stay put because they have nowhere else to go, or they don't even understand that it is a part of violence. So yeah, that is where we stopped before the call got disconnected. And looks like there is she. Let me try and add her back. Oh, yes, finally.
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay. Your video is still pausing though. Is there an internet issue there for some reason?
We usually don't have, but I don't.
Okay, I think we can continue to discuss what we had been discussing. So I was just asking a question when we got disconnected. So I have
Okay,
seen that
sorry.
there are no problem. So I had seen that there are two kinds of people when it comes to violence. Somebody on whom the violence is actually taking place, and the other
Hmm.
person is a other person is a bystander who is basically a witness to the violence. So
Yes.
what are the different roles, or how these two people can take actions? So often it happens that the person on whom the violence is taking place, that person does not have enough courage to speak up, to voice her opinion or voice his opinion, and but the bystander can. So how the role, or what kind of role can they play in dealing with violence?
Yeah. As a bystander, it's a very sensitive thing which when somebody would like to intervene,
Mm,
uh, if that person is known to us,
mm,
imagine if she's our friend, sister, relative, we actually have to build a relationship with this person, the person who is being abused, even beforehand, and not at the peak of the violence, where they actually have to befriend them and share what are your thoughts on it, what since when it's going on. Only when she trusts us and shares, she will have that confidence that I can share something with them.
mm.
For example, what I mean to say is, if the person is not prepared enough, for example, Pearl is going through violence, and suddenly Deepanika would like to come and help. Pearl might say, Deepanika, I don't need your help.
Yes.
So you are confused as a bystander to stand with me or not, because you would like, if Pearl herself has denied help, how can I help her?
Mm,
And this is the reason I say, uh, Pearl, I have seen you from a couple of times that you look very depressed, you look very anxious. Whenever you meet us, you are always on tenterfoot. Uh, you have recently received your salary, but you already look broke, or you're taking a lot of debts. Very often, I see you falling ill. Is there somewhere I can help? That's how actually we need to build.
mm,
But suddenly, if you the situation, it might look very drastic. Okay. Now, having said that, I also want to say, if we are in an apartment and we hear somebody screaming, and actually it is looking quite dangerous. Somebody is uh, having lots of arguments and throwing things at one another. It is not at all wrong to go together as two or three people in the apartment and knock the door and say, we see that you are disturbed. Can I help you? Can we help you? Can we talk?
Hmm.
In this way, actually, what we have done is we have put the spotlight on the violence.
Hmm.
At least the person who is abusing
Hmm.
knows that somebody has recognized abuse and they have come to speak about.
Hmm.
Yeah, definitely they would make some statements which are not very welcoming. It's like, ये हमारी घर की बात.
Hmm. Right. Right.
Yes, and that's exactly we need to say yes. Uh, we are not trying to intrude into your private matters, but what's happening right now is not private anymore. It is physical violence. It is emotional violence. I'm not coming into the decision making of your thing, whatever issues you're going on. But as a citizen, I'm concerned. So these words which we use or need to be chosen very carefully.
Hmm.
Only then we will get inroads which will help this country.
Right.
Otherwise, what will happen is they will just shoot the house from there, and again the violence continues in another.
Right. Right.
So this,
So,
and even
mhm. No, no, you
even
continue.
before when we speak to her, when we say prepare her, that's when during those times we need to tell her that if you feel whatever is going on has been not been able to tolerate and it is time you speak up, please talk to a trusted friend. Don't hesitate to call 100. And if it is life threatening and you have no chance to talk to anybody, prepare beforehand. Where would you like to approach? Where would you like to stay? Or important documents they can take, especially their Aadhaar card, children's uh, birth certificate or something. Well, enable, um, at least not find it very difficult to sustain the next months of her life. For example,
Right.
she might want to move to her mother's place and want to continue their school education of children. And again, these Aadhaar cards are held up. And she is caught between this cycle of आपके पास ये नहीं है, वो नहीं है. She is not running anywhere. She's not cheating. She's not a robber.
Hmm.
When I mean to say that these things have to be taken, these are for sustenance of life because these are our essentials.
Right. A lot of problem, why a very important point that you picked up. I remember a couple of years back, there was one woman who was married with two children, and one she works in a corporate, and she came and she was speaking about how she was very depressed and how her
Mhm.
marriage is not working, it's falling apart. So that time when I started questioning, because questioning is something which is a part of my profession, so I kept on questioning and questioning, and I somehow understood that it's a part of violence that is happening with her.
Mhm.
So especially when it comes to emotional violence, not the
Yes,
physical or
yes,
financial, but emotional definitely. So I told her that slowly and steadily arrange all your important documents, keep it in a file, and put it in your office locker. Bring it to your office, because you have one place to keep things. Her mother's
yes,
house is very, a lot, there's a lot of distance between her in-laws house and mother's house. It's a different city. So at least you can get all the documents, keep in office, start planning slowly, pack your bags slowly and move out. Make a very conscious decision and move out. But then with her it worked, but in our country there are many cases where the important documents are also not with the person who is getting abused, or all these documents, passbooks, checkbooks, debit card, credit cards, everything stays with somebody else. So in such kind of a scenario, even if somebody wants to walk out, they will not have access to those documents or anything. So because of which stops the person from making a move also, because the person feels that their hands are tied.
Absolutely.
So how can we handle that in that situation?
Yes, this is also a very tricky situation because marriage is one institution which is based on trust. And when we put our things together, it is based on the trust that life would be a very safe place in this marriage. But this kind of awareness, and especially sessions like these, to actually give new insights to the women who are listening, and also share it with our friends, uh, to focus on how to keep their documents with themselves. And slowly, when you take notice of this, only then you will understand that you need to take a step to have these things,
Hmm.
and actually doing it very carefully, and and some things actually you can get duplicated, but at least the essentials, they need to have it with.
Right, right. And so I have two more questions before we will finish the session today. So first things first
Sure.
is like, this the lot of women, they know they're a part of the violence, but they don't
Yes.
want to take any step. What do we do with them? I mean, they come for help, but I still remember that a couple of days back, a woman came to me for help. For that matter, even a man came to me for help. And both
Mhm.
of them, I understood they are subjected to violence. And they are aware. When I spoke to them, they are aware that, yes, I know what is happening is incorrect. I know that's a part of, what is happening is not correct. But they don't want to do anything. They want to maintain the status quo, but they will keep on asking for help. So how do we deal with that? Because I can see as a bystander that they are, I have seen them going through violence. So how can we help them in that case?
We actually have to be very sensitive to these women, because Dipandita, remember that this condition takes place from birth.
Yes.
So it's very integrated into the system, to hold up into this. Yes, marriage is still a very sacred relationship, and if really the way a person has to be respected, if there is love and respect, and here I also want to correct, love is respect, not love and respect. Love is respect.
Hmm.
So when there is respect in a relationship, definitely a man and a wife would like to continue. But when they see that there is no more respect and only power and control dominating in this relationship, that's when we call this as abuse. And even one occasion is abuse, and having it on multiple occasions is abuse. Continually over the years is also abuse.
Right.
So when you say how, I mean, they seek help, but they don't want to do anything. Don't be disappointed. In even in our experience, we have seen many who have come like that. But what we have done with them is, in small bits and pieces, information dissemination continually was kept, and some have taken steps after 3 months, some 6 months, some have taken steps after a year or 2 years.
Hmm.
But if we have invested in the right manner, the right information, it will never go waste.
Correct.
And when it comes to us also, we need to build small steps about their self. A lot of, actually, we have a lot of these lies being spoken in our head, which we make it our belief system. For example, I can have a belief system that uh, I can never uh, sustain with my salary.
Hmm.
it is impossible for me to work, or I've never worked. I'm a graduate, but I have never worked. At this age, I might not get a job. So when they come for counseling, actually we need to help them speak the truth and honesty is life.
Hmm.
And in this way, we can slowly and steadily build up the trust.
Right.
And then we also know that the beliefs of the society, the stigma of the society,
Hmm.
these are so intertwined that in every small little way we can build them up. And one day, definitely, they will be able to stand and face up this abuse, be assertive. Even if they're in this relationship, they know how to put their boundaries and
Hmm.
to be free of abuse. Even if they have to leave this relationship, they know how to put their boundaries and not to be abused by anybody else.
Right, right, exactly. So, and the last question is, what will those people do who are subjected to violence? How will they reach out for help?
Yeah, now actually government has made very better facilities where now, uh, at least in the state of Telangana, things are different. Some of the states are also making actually a good headway. So never hesitate to help by the police um, by dialing 100 or even going in person and not worried about what will someone say if they really want to report.
Right.
Secondly, 181, calling 181 is also a good idea, which is the government, central government has given this from the Women and Child Department, and 181 also is a good place to seek help. And also uh, from My Choices, we do counseling over the phone, uh, but it is limited to phone counseling. But we still guide them what can they do, steps, but not for emergency. They can call our WhatsApp number. You can note it down actually. Uh,
Yes.
9 9 triple 3
Okay. 9333
40 41
40
40.
41. Okay. Nine triple
Okay.
three 404141.
Yes, this is our WhatsApp number. We can be available on WhatsApp or call from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay.
And we also have a toll-free number uh, where if the calls land on the dashboard, it will even be after 5. I'll give that number to 1800
1800
212
212 9131. Okay.
I repeat, 1800
212.
212
Mhm.
9131.
Right.
Here the calls land on the dashboard, but uh, at the next best 24 hours, we actually give back a call to the person. And these are not for emergency. These are for counseling. So
Right.
we listen to the uh, clients, call up on these numbers and guide them to do the steps. Here also, I acknowledge that many women fear that uh, even talking to somebody is wrong, or am I doing something wrong? Am I breaking the faith of the person in my marriage? But it is
Hmm.
always good that if she takes help beforehand, it is always good that she's prepared for any kind of situation.
Hmm. Hmm. Right. Exactly. Yes. So, because the reason why, primarily I wanted to have you today on this session, because you are associated, you are associated with the groundwork, the ground reality of how it is working. And B is when I am dealing with people, I know that, counseling or taking them out through the trauma, these are all therapy which I will be or we will be able to take care of. But then at that point, it is very important to take that call and understand that this is violence and I have to take that step. So we come one step later. the first step is where you come in.
Yes.
So that's why I thought that it is very important for people to understand that, you know, what are the different kinds of violence and whether they are being subjected to violence, and if they are being bystanders, what roles they can play in putting an end to violence, because it's just not a one person effort. It has to be a collaborative effort from all of us
Absolutely.
to put an end to it.
Absolutely.
Right.
I just
So
want
in
to add one more point as a bystander, Panda,
yes,
is
yes,
we can do many things living, especially now we are in apartments, communities, or in our workplace. Now we so I mean we use WhatsApp or Facebook, disseminating so much of information. So information regarding abuse also be disseminated through these uh, portals. And what
yes.
happens is, over a period of time,
Mm.
people are actually educated on this issue.
Yes.
There are various, you can have these half an hour talks, where they have a coffee chat and discuss what's actually going through. And the drastic step actually comes very late.
Correct.
When actually somebody is prepared, it's very easy for the woman to stand by that decision. But
Right.
instead of taking something emotional decision, and again, people think that, okay, she will not stand here, again, she will go back. But we understand violence also does not occur at only one point. It happens so many times in cycles. Sometimes it's a violent situation. Again, it's a honeymoon kind of a situation, like sorry, honey, and good cards, and that person also might be genuinely sorry. But if he has not learned the right coping skills to manage his anger, then again he is back into that.
Right.
And even if he is not educated about these gender roles, he actually say that I'm actually not doing anything wrong. I'm actually trying to fix her in her place.
Hmm.
So a lot of psychoeducation for men, for women, for girls, for boys have to take place.
Right. So that's why it cannot be done in one day, and it has to be done on a periodically, gradually, and then only an awareness can be created. Because it is not just a one-time effort. And
Absolutely.
I'm telling this even more, convincingly, because I am currently dealing with somebody. If I speak anything about violence, they will completely shut off that information because they don't even want that to register in their brain that they are being subjected to violence. So I know that there are many layers we have to pierce through till the time I can reach that person that you are going through a violence. Till now, the person is okay with whatever is happening. So yes, it takes a lot of effort, but then as and when we are collaboratively working on this, I think we will be able to bring in a change. So
Yes, yes.
definitely. So I will be sharing your numbers in this particular post as well, so that if somebody needs any counseling with respect to violence, they can get in touch with the My Choices Foundation too. And anything,
Sure.
any last minute thing you would like to say?
I think I would definitely, through this platform, would like to say nobody deserves abuse. Not just women, nobody deserves abuse. And no woman deserves abuse. And if somebody wants to be as a bystander and help, but we should learn to stop pointing fingers at others and trust whatever the person wishes. Listen, respect one another.
Hmm. Right, exactly. Respect is what binds every relationship. So, exactly. So thank you so much, Pearl, for taking out the time today and connecting with all our audiences. So, I hope that sometime in the future we will be able to take it one notch higher by discussing more intricate things about violence as and when our time matches. So, we'll do that. And thank
Sure.
you once again for all the good work that you're doing. And I know that I have seen your sessions before as well, as I was telling yesterday. So it's a huge task, it's a humongous effort that it takes to work with violence. And it's just that I want to say thank you on behalf of everyone to you.
Thank you, Dipanita. It's so much a privilege to take this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you for
everyone.
having
Have a
me.
wonderful day. No problem. Thank you so much. Good night.